What's going on, grandstand groupies? A little late to the party, but we're still here. We're going to be reviewing the Ruoff, the whatever 500 from Phoenix. Cautions. We'll be talking a little bit of news from last week too, from Kyle Busch being a little bitch ass. Also, we'll be previewing the quick trip honors folds whatever 400 in Atlanta. Speedway Motors, you got my money last year. You're not getting it this year. But we got that and much more on this episode of the Grandstand Boys.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to episode 6 of the Grandstand Boys. I'm Lake&Bake with B-Rad. Whew, we have a lot to talk about, or do we?
Snoozer.
Up first, we've got some NASCAR news. A little update on the Bowman-Kyle Busch argument. I don't know. Kyle Busch and his comments in his mouth.
He was salty. He likes
Yes.
them salted M&Ms.
So basically, Kyle reached out to Alex and just told him, hey, it was nothing personal, just the race, which, I mean, he had a great race until that last caution by Eric Jones. So, I mean, it is what it is. Bowman was selling shirts that read all luck, no skill, and backing into wins, and donating 18% of the proceeds to animal shelters. And then Kyle Busch ended up putting some of his merchandise on sale 48% off.
See, Bowman should have made a shirt with a corgi butt that says "Back that ass up." You know, you know what I'm saying? That would have been a good shirt to sell.
People do love corgi butts.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have sold in the corgi community, but I mean, Kyle Busch, yeah, it's not personal, but one of these days, back in the good old days, it's not personal. He still gets his jaw jacked. You know what I'm saying? One of these days, somebody just needs to whip his ass. I mean, I'm all for him being Kyle and running his mouth. He's a great heel. He makes it exciting to watch, but he just needs a good ass whooping. One of these days, he just needs one good ass whooping. Jimmy Spencer did it to his brother Kurt. It's about time Kyle got a good ass whooping. That's just my opinion. Come from the cheap seats, of course.
The question is, who would do it?
Oh, who would do it? Ricky Stenhouse could do it. He's short, but he's a gym rat. I don't think it would ever happen. I mean, Denny Hamlin, he's got a little bit of meth in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? You can look at him. He's like, I'm not saying he does it, but he's got a little crazy meth eye going on. He's probably got a little crazy in him.
He's got some crazy ass.
Yeah, no, Chase Elliott, none of those guys they're just too pretty boy at Hendricks. Maybe Brad Keselowski back in his prime, but he's got a little chunky in the days as he's gotten older. Ryan Blaney, maybe, but I don't know.
Nah.
I mean, these guys are just so teeny tiny. You know, like Tyler Reddick. I mean, if he tried to punch Kyle in the face, he'd hit him in the dick. He's so short. So
they literally look like children out there.
Hey, it makes it good for ballast to move around in the race car. More weight.
Which, as a girl who's the same age as them, they're going to age phenomenally.
Oh, I'm awful. Like I said, I mean, obviously you're going to make fun of short guys, but I mean, they are very talented, but it's just funny. Like, you know, like I just can't think of, I mean, Kevin Harvick would do it. Kevin Harvick's a mean mug. Yeah. But he's getting old. He's getting old too. He's one of them guys that's like when those guys get told, it's like, I'm too old to fight and too fat to run. I'll just shoot your ass. That's what they say.
Lord.
Yeah. That's an old timey saying.
And then right before the race, Clint Bowyer's Twitter got hacked. And someone really wanted to give out PS5s.
I mean, poor Clint Bowyer, not to be mean, but when your password is 1234 Bowyer, I mean, it has to be the easiest password on this planet. Just because he's so scatterbrained. He ain't remember no password that has exclamation points and question marks. It's like 1234 Bowyer. Has to be something like that. I mean, it's bottom line. Do you not agree?
Oh, yeah. Had to have been easy.
I mean, he doesn't have the most, I mean, like, I bet he gets pissed every 3 months and with his Fox email that, you know, at work, he has to change his password. He's like, son of a bitch, it's 1234 Bowyer. Now it's 2345 Bowyer. And then it's, you know, he just keeps bumping the number up every, you know.
That's me every 90 days at work.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the Ruoff, something mortgage 500. 312 laps at Phoenix. It was
Boring.
it was boring. It did sell out. It was the second sold out race this year besides Daytona.
I'm also it is this is just suspicious. Not saying it's true, but the NASCAR company owns 2 of the 4 tracks that they've ran at this year. The 2 were Daytona and Phoenix. Just saying.
And
It's
did we
just
see empty seats? Yes. Yes, we
yes,
did.
we did. It's just suspicious. So we're not saying that it happened or it didn't happen. I mean, maybe NASCAR bought the rest of the tickets from themselves. They reinvested, but I'm just
Don't
saying
be
it's
suspicious.
suspicious because that track you can't pass. They couldn't pass anybody. They put the PJ1 or the whatever that crap up in the turn, the glue to try to make it more grip. Ain't nobody passing nobody. Now the restarts are exciting.
My one big note of the race, most exciting thing, restarts.
Yeah, but
It's real fun seeing them all dive down.
Back in the good old days at Phoenix, for one, that wasn't start finish line, and 2, that used to be grass. But anyway,
the track had grass on it.
yeah, it used to have grass right there in that area, and the start and stop line used
Oh,
to be
okay.
on the straightaway, and they moved this. I bet that's a terrible
Gotcha.
place to watch a race because like the way the seats are or the way the grandstands are, it just look. I don't know though. Obviously, never been there.
They
Don't
kept like when they scanned the seats all the way to the left. Is that where the start finish was too?
No, the start finish line was all on the one straightaway, right in the middle of the straightaway. They reset
Oh,
everything. But let's
it
just
doesn't really
take it
make
in.
sense.
Let's just take it in for a minute that our championship race is going to be held at this track. This is a terrible option. I mean, obviously, once again, I know NASCAR wants to own the track that they run the championship at, but they have so many good options. Hell, running at Daytona. I know a lot of the people that work in the industry will say, "Oh, that's not a good race to do it because it's restrictor plate and it's so, it's not." But I mean, it's going to produce a better, more exciting race for the fans at Daytona. Run it at Martinsville, another one that would be great. Now it'd be a little cold that time of year. I understand why they wouldn't want to do that. Hell, they can take it back to Homestead. Homestead still produces good racing. You can pass there. This track sucks. Has for a long time. I mean, the new car didn't. I mean, like I know they're having issues driving it, and they've made it very exciting. I mean, this new car is still producing good things on the track, but this track is just not conductive, whatever, of producing good racing. Just not.
Yeah. I mean, not much happened. We had Blaney won the pole position. Larson, Burton, and Stenhouse were sent to the back for unapproved adjustments, and Stenhouse for the new engine.
That didn't help him much.
Not really. We had a few minor cautions. Corey LaJoy. I watched the video and I don't think Twitter, I don't think NASCAR even knows what happens. I don't know if the wheel came off first or he hit the wall and then the wheel just disintegrated and all the pieces fell apart.
The only way we're going to for sure find out is if they didn't tighten the nut is if his crew chief gets suspended, which I haven't seen or heard anything. It's still obviously very early in the week. It's Monday, but
yeah. Lap 118, Christopher Bell. I believe he spun.
Yeah, and that was the start of the downfall of my fantasy team. Then who wrecked next? Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr. cut his right front tire, goes into the wall, day done.
So I had Bell, Truex, Larson.
You did, and I had Briscoe, Chastain, and Harvick.
You want to talk about a blind squirrel plays with his nuts every once in a while?
I have no idea what I'm doing, but by golly, I lucked out on my picks.
I mean, you at least you need to act like what you're doing. Act like you've been there before.
No, I call it luck. Beginner's luck. Eric Jones spun out lap 285. I think he just got loose. And then the last one was Chase Elliott with 10 laps to go.
Yeah, he was pushing pretty hard, I think, trying to make some moves because you couldn't pass. So it's either you drive to the point where you wreck or you just ride around because nobody's going to pass nobody.
Yep. Our stage 1 winner was William Byron. Stage 2 winner was Ryan Blaney. And then we have our top 10. which is Chase Briscoe with the win. Ross Chastain, number 2. Tyler Reddick, 3. Ryan Blaney, 4. Kurt Busch, 5. Kevin Harvick, 6. Kyle Busch, 7. Joey Logano, 8. Daniel Suarez, 9. And Chris Buescher, 10.
Bouchard.
Yeah, those last names are hard to type.
It's Buescher. I was just kidding.
Oh, is it?
I don't know if you spelled it right, but it's definitely Chris Buescher. What is one thing you notice about this top 10 that's not there?
There are no Hendrick drivers in the top 10.
First time all year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hendricks won 2 of the first 3 races, and then the 4th one came along. They stunk. Chase ran pretty well all day.
He really did, but like you said, it's hard to pass. And then
hard to pass.
Crucial cautions, and then what can you do? Chase Elliott finished 11th, Bowman 14th, Byron 18th, and then Kyle was what, 34th? Yeah.
4th. I mean, you got to give a shout out to Kurt Busch for sure. I mean, that's his 4th race with the 2311 Racing, new team. I mean, everybody knows Kurt Busch. You could pop him in anything; he's going to be competitive. But
yeah,
I mean, that's a great finish for that team. Get some momentum rolling. Also, Trackhouse guys have been very, very impressive this year. Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez.
Yep.
2 guys that, I mean, Daniel Suarez is getting a second chance at life kind of thing in the NASCAR side. Ross Chastain, he's pretty much a common man. So, I mean, comes from a watermelon farm and's had, a tough road to hoe, no pun intended, being a watermelon farmer to get where he is. But I'm happy to see it. Chase Briscoe, good win, good first win. What's 200th?
Oh, yeah. He is the 200th Cup Series winner in NASCAR history.
I mean, good for him. I'm happy for him, but he's about as interesting as a piece of paper. Let's be honest.
He was also a lot bigger, tall,
around
than I thought he was.
I mean, I love his story, and I love that he's a good Christian man. I mean, that's what you want. But his personality is kind of bleh. From like Hotel Transylvania, blah 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 blah.
You watch a movie one time.
Yeah, and then you quote it. That's what you got to do.
Yep. Oh, another fun fact. Kevin Harvick is now tied with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt for the most consecutive top 10s at a single track. That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. I mean,
that's all.
I mean, what else you got to say, right? I mean, back in the days of Petty and Earnhardt, the competition was not as good as it is now. So maybe it's a little more impressive that Harvick's done it, but
yeah, I would say so. But this is my 3rd year watching NASCAR, so what do I know? That's all I have for the race recap. Can you think of anything?
Oh, how bad Fox is at hosting a NASCAR race. Please, for the love of God. It's terrible. I don't want to hear about no damn IndyCar racing.
It was just Indy this, Indy that. Okay,
well,
we get
back in IndyCar, who gives a fuck about IndyCar? Not a NASCAR fan. Bottom line.
The only reason we've even watched is because Jimmy went to Indy, and
he stinks. He stinks.
He's really not that good.
No, I mean, obviously there's a big learning curve there out here. And I mean, everybody's going to church him up too because he is a 7-time NASCAR champion in his later days in his career. But I mean, from a fan's perspective, which that's where we come from here. Yep. We're not politically correct. We don't give a damn. He stinks. He stinks at IndyCar. Give him some time. Hey, they're about to go to an oval track. Maybe he just stinks at road courses, which he never really did good in road courses in NASCAR, too. And there's so many buttons on the steering wheel. I mean, I feel like most people wouldn't be very good at it. Unless he's trying to change a radio station,
Yep.
But no, it's just awful. I seen that stupid clip with Bob Pockrass. Bless Bob Pockrass' heart. He's like one of the best, like, reporters, and he's like, he knows every rule. He knows the rule book front ways, back ways, sideways. He knows everything. You ask a question, he knows. But the thing that he did with Michael Waltrip on the pre-race was awful. I mean, awful. Just about as bad as last week when they had 2 random people in helmets that had a 9 and a 5 on it.
Yes.
I mean, I'm hoping to God that Fox don't renew. when it comes up.
All I see on Twitter is I think I need to stop watching the pre-race show.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
just
understand. I hate
awkward.
It's it's terrible. Now, I do enjoy the Xfinity races when they have people like this week. And it's a little harder when they have Daniel Suarez in there because I'm just being honest. I can't really understand him that well. Bottom line, I mean, I ain't trying to be mean, just shooting it straight. But when they have people like Joe Logano and Ryan Blaney in there, which Ryan Blaney's been in there, it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
It's good. Mike Joy's getting towards the end of his career too. You can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, Clint Boyer, I guess he wasn't as bad this week. They
Yeah.
they brought him in a little bit. Next week we have Jeff Gordon in the booth, which I mean, I like Jeff Gordon. If you could, right there. I mean, I have a couple of his diecast, right? He wasn't very good in the booth either.
No.
I mean, they're trying to get what NBC has. NBC, excuse me, but they're just.
I think Clint Boyer has it. He has the personality, but I do think he is a bit extra because he kind of makes up for having two co-hosts that, really.
I mean, they have the person to put
feed
back
off
in
each
the
other and
booth.
stuff.
They have the person to put back in the booth. He won't go back. They need to put Larry McReynolds back in the booth. America's crew chief. They need to call him the people's crew chief.
He's just doing like little snippets of like, hey, here's some race facts or something like during the race. What is his like role right now? Because he is still kind of doing it.
Yeah, but he used to travel around after every track, but now they keep him at Charlotte in the home studios.
Okay. So
he can work remote because they can just shoot to a camera that's like, kind of like what we're doing, and put him on TV. But he needs to be in the booth. I mean,
he's good. I enjoy listening to him. I feel smarter listening to him.
Yeah, I mean, and he brings it down to where a fan can understand it.
Clint Boyer brings it down a little. NASCAR.
Clint Boyer brings it down to where a 12-year-old can understand it.
That was great analogy because that's true.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. We're just calling it like we see it from a fan's point of view.
Yeah, for me, like new, I don't understand all these terms and stuff. So yeah, when Larry McReynolds breaks it down some, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I understand this now. But I guess we'll just see how next week goes.
Just look at it this way. Each week we get closer to NBC taking over.
And then
bottom line. Back. And each week we get closer to the 6 races we get to go to. So
yes. Can't wait for April.
Back to back in April.
Back to back. Yes, people. We will be going to Bristol and Talladega. Who knows? I mean, we should film some stuff and put it.
Do you know how to do it? Because I don't know how to do it.
I'm sure I can figure it out. It should. Okay. It can't be that hard.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Race preview for the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500.
Mm-hmm.
In Atlanta, it is 325 laps. Now, they just did a big remodel upgrade to Atlanta. Repave to Atlanta.
Which is very controversial.
Yes.
Within the community of inside the drivers and some fans, which I know. I mean, Texas is awful. Like, Texas is one of the worst tracks they go to. And they kind of did the same thing there. They narrowed it up. And you can't pass. I mean, that's why they lost. That's why they lost to date. It was because it's just awful. Speedway Motors, I mean, near and dear to my heart, screwed up Bristol Motor Speedway when they got rid of the 36-degree banking and did all this progressive banking where it's steeper on the top and not as steep at the bottom. And they took away good racing there. Look what they're doing now. They're putting freaking dirt on the track trying to save it. I mean, it's just terrible. So I am nervous because I understand that every track needs to get a repave, needs to get a refresh for safety reasons and all this other jazz. And it might have been time for Atlanta to do that. But to reconfigure it too. I mean, Atlanta had some opportunities to be some stinkers. I mean, we went last year to this race, and it was a pretty big stinker. I mean, well, not really. Blaney did catch Harvick at the end to pass him to win. It was like 10
that was exciting.
But at the same time, I was in the tank by them because there was no cautions. I was just sitting there with nothing to do, But
I got a little hot.
Yeah.
Got a little tired.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm scared, but I'm trying to be optimistic about it. Like I want
Yeah.
it to be. I want it to be better than what I think it's going to be.
Yeah. Because they redid the degree of the banking from 24 to 28.
They're going to be going
And
fast now.
yeah. And then the racing surface in turns is narrowed from 50 feet to 44.
So they're trying to. I'm trying to think of the word. Produce wrecks. Let's be honest, because
Yeah.
NASCAR knows the drivers don't like it, the teams don't like it, but NASCAR
No.
knows and the fans knows that wrecks and people getting mad at each other puts asses in the seats. Bottom
Yeah.
line, puts asses in the seats. That's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to manufacture excitement. That's what I was looking for. They're trying to manufacture excitement.
Yes. Kyle Larson did an interview and he kind of just said, I wish I'd get a driver's perspective. He's driven and raced 100 different racetracks, and so he has a better understanding of what really makes good racing. And then he says, and I quote, "But fans like crashes, and a 40-foot wide surface is going to keep us tight together. So maybe that's going to accomplish the good racing that we think it is." So
Well, I
yeah,
mean, obviously you want to take some of the drivers in consideration, but they took the drivers in consideration. They did Bristol too, and they royally fucked Bristol up. I mean, screwed it up.
yeah, I don't know
I
Bristol
mean,
any
it's one of those
different.
things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And when they
Yeah,
fixed it, it stunk. I mean, obviously, I haven't missed a race there since I was 6 years old. That's
yeah,
Busch Cup, Xfinity truck, whatever you want to call it. Hadn't missed a race since I was 6. And yeah, I was there for the Rattles Cage race. I was there for Checkers to Wreckers the year before. I was there when Tony Stewart threw his hand. I mean, I haven't missed a race since then. I mean, it was since I was 6, right? And the racing was good. And then they redid it, and then racing was awful. And they had to try to fix it. They've tried every which way. They've grinded the top lane down. They've put that resin down. It's helped some, but it has never brought back the really, really good racing. And they took drivers in consideration there, and it really hurt. So, I mean, obviously, I want to take the drivers in consideration on some things, but not everything. I mean, I
could
want it
they?
to be difficult difficult for them to race. I don't care if they wreck a bunch. I don't like people in the industry hate that, but the fans love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
there's a fine
I
line. You don't want 25 cautions because of wrecks,
no,
but you also don't want 3 cautions that are only for stages,
yeah,
because
and we
that's really why they put the stages in there too. Let's be honest, is the manufacturer cautions for places where they didn't have them.
yeah. And we've said previously, like, we love to see a wreck. We don't really love to see a wreck. We love to see good racing. And if a wreck results of good racing, it's a good
Anyway, look at it,
race.
wreck's exciting. I don't care
Well,
if
yeah,
it's Cody Wertz in the back or Kyle Larson in the front. A good wreck's exciting. The bottom
yeah.
line.
But even just passing, I think that is what made Phoenix literally so boring is there was no passing. It was just,
Mm-hmm.
all right,
Yeah,
here
I
we
mean, I want to see
go.
somewhere where, especially short track, but Atlanta, you don't do that. But I want to see where it takes some skill to pass, but it can be done. Not where, even if all the skilled drivers in the world, it can't be done.
Yeah. Well, I don't like this metallic numbers. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I hate the metallic numbers. I think it's dumb.
I like them, but it's like, it's too much too soon.
I
Like
think it makes
ease
them
me
hard to
into it.
read.
Ease me into it.
You've already moved the number. Let's not make them invisible looking. I don't know.
I mean, let's talk about real quick before we get off here how they need to fix how they do the running order on the TV screen. I'm getting sick and damn tired of it taking up the whole left side of the TV screen where it gives you the running order.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to bring back the ticker at the top. Make it a double layer ticker. Keep the top 5 on it, and then ticker 6 through 40 or 6 through 38 because they can't get full field now.
Does NBC do that?
They change it every year. Like it's not consistent.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't remember. But the way Fox does it right now, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I really
Hmm.
don't like anything Fox does. As bad as I hate to say it.
We do like their shows, just not their NASCAR broadcast.
I mean, it's gotten worse over the years. Back when it was Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, and Larry McReynolds, it was good. And when Larry McReynolds came out, they kind of pulled him out too early. started going downhill from there. But that's all I got.
Well,
You can close us out this week, not me.
well, do you want to talk cup standings?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, talk
Oh,
about cup standings.
so take a guess as to who's number one. He drives a Ford.
Kevin Hart.
We don't like him.
Oh, that's Joey Logano.
Yeah, Joey Logano. Guess who's number two? He drives a Toyota, and we also don't like him.
Kyle Busch.
Yep.
Damn.
Chase Elliott's in third, Kyle Larson 4, Chase Briscoe 5, Eric Almirola 6, Ryan Blaney
All that
7.
matters right now is that Larson and Bowman are in the chase.
Yes, yes.
So now they're going. Obviously, they're going to take it serious. But when you win that early in the year, you can fuck around a little bit and try. You can try some stuff. Not really relax. Just try stuff you wouldn't normally try. Because who gives a damn? You're already in. Now, I mean, obviously, you want to get some stage points and work your way up where you can get past the first couple rounds with not being too stressed. But we're Team Chevy here. Then we're Team Ford because Ford's American. And then I don't have an opinion on Toyota. They don't even make a V8 car. So
what are they doing in NASCAR?
They got to have somebody out there because she's on the.
All right, guys, be sure and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. It is at Grandstand Boys with a Z.
Instagram straight flexing.
If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, turn on your notification bells, and share us. We are common people just trying to talk NASCAR and have fun.
Shoot the shit.
Oh, we have to rate beers. What do you call it?
How many beers was the race?
How many beers was the race?
I haven't came up with a name yet. How many beers? 24 beers being the best race.
I needed 24 beers to watch the race. No, I'll give it like a 4-pack. Just a little.
They don't make a 4-pack.
Well, they do with my seltzers.
Oh. I mean, I would give it 2.5 natural lights. That's my score. 2.5 natural lights. It's the worst race we've had all year out of the 4.
Yes,
by far. By far.
Well, thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to follow us and listen where you can. And over and out.